Do you think that companies are currently maximizing the value of their portfolio? Which industries are best at doing this?
I think yes. I mean, most companies these days are trying to maximise the value of their portfolio. In the current climate, then we need to give returns for our companies. In terms of which companies do this, well, certainly the pharmaceutical is maybe the big one that comes to mind. But to be perfectly honest, I think it's in all domains that obviously we want to maximise, whether it's, I'm in construction materials, to pharmaceuticals, to all types, chemical companies, they're all looking to maximise, yeah.
What are your top 3 tips for managing a large international IP portfolio?
I think the top one is we have to be flexible. Yeah? Company strategy changes, business strategy changes, and in line with that, the IP strategy has to change, so we have to be flexible, and that was certainly borne out with one of the presentations this morning for a multinational company. I think we have to remain certainly very professional and be aware of changes within the law, especially in the emerging countries, so we have to put emphasis on that.
Do you think the way companies are extracting value from their patent portfolio will change in the next 12 to 18 months? And if so, how will it change?
I think there's already been a slight change probably in the last couple of years anyway, and I think that trend will probably continue. So in my opinion, there won't be a huge, big change. It will just be a continuation of what's been changing. And I think one there is basically emphasis on sharing, things like the open innovation, patent pools, and I think that will continue. And things like we focus on joint ventures where, maybe 1, 2, 3 companies come together with their IP portfolios. We all put in something together and we develop it together. And I think that's the trend that could actually continue, especially for an international portfolio.
How important are your relationships with external vendors and agents in relation to managing your IP portfolio?
I think yes, first of all, there has to be a relationship. Depending on what your needs are for either your IP strategy or for your company, depends on how much you actually use external vendors. I think it's a combination of internal services and external. I think especially for firefighting and litigation advice, absolutely we need external. A lot of administrative things, annuity fees, yes, we need external. But I think also to set strategies, again I'm using the word IP strategy in line with business strategy, that's not really for the external, I think that's more for the internal, so it has to be a partnership and you have to use both. Yeah.
Why do you think China is such a focus in 2012?
Yes, China continues to be, the emphasis. Everyone is still interested in China. Why? Because, of course, China is still developing. I mean, China trademark and patent law is evolving. And as that evolves, we obviously, the people outside China like myself, in charge, even though it's a multinational based in Europe, we have to be aware and we have to follow what's happening in China because every company has an interest in China. So yes, it is, we have to be aware and it's evolving.
Which regions around the world will be a focus in 2013?
I think obviously still China, but in addition, perhaps the second one is India. People are starting to mention India a little the way we talked about China 5 years ago. I think also Brazil, possibly Brazil could be a country that maybe IP is going to develop as well.